Here at College Eye Sports, our players live by a code. Veni, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. This documentary series closely follows the journeys of our youth elite program athletes as they follow in the footsteps of our NCAA Division I alumni, like Jack McVeigh, University of Nebraska; Megan Trinder, University of Oregon; Marty Lee, Western Kentucky University; James Griffin, Marist College, and many, many more. Over the next 10 weeks, our coaching staff will look to maximise our athletes' progression through physical and mental peak performance training. So make sure to subscribe to QISN for future content. Meet David Poppy. At 6'7" with explosive athleticism, David is a nightmare for opposing wing. After dominating juniors for St James High School, David joined us in his pursuit for a professional contract. After some disappointing setback, he soon became an international level player, representing New Zealand at the Under-19 World Championships.
Well, one thing I had to overcome after not making the Queensland team was just my confidence. I knew my confidence would grow even more after I'd done the training and put in the work. I was able to make the New Zealand team to go to Greece, and I was able to make the Australian schoolboys team. And after that, I continued to work on my skills even more because it gave me even more confidence in myself.
His journey to the top of world junior basketball came with hardship which he met head-on, rising to the challenge and overcoming all doubts that he belonged.
Going to the NZ trials, I knew that none of the coaches knew who I was. I knew that none of the players knew who I was either. And I felt like I just had to have a chip on my shoulder.
With his newfound attitude, David's work ethic began to grow as he developed new goals to go even further.
So my goals in basketball are for myself is to become the best basketball player I can be. Another goal is to play professional in any league and be able to be an impact on my team.
To reach these goals, it takes a strong will, intense focus, and elite coaching. David is ready for the challenge before him as he looks to his NBA role model as a benchmark.
I model my game after Kawhi Leonard because he plays both ends of the floor and he plays an athletic style of basketball. Coming to College Eye, I was able to develop the skills that I have now, and I was able to become the player that I am now too.
David's journey, like a lot of elite athletes, has its ups and downs.
My journey throughout basketball has been like a challenge with like being overlooked as a player. I felt like that drove me even more to get better.
And get better he did. As his skills grew, he started to catch the eye of pro scouts around the world.
After training at College Eye and playing for the Junior Tall Blacks team, I was then scouted to play in a Chinese pro league tournament, and I was able to play against some ex-NBA players, pro CBA players, and I was able to dominate even against pro players. I was averaging around 18 points a game, and my confidence grew even more knowing that I can play against even the top players in the league.
But for David, his passion and inspiration derive from his family, who have supported him from day one.
My dad's been a great role model to me, just being a hard worker and just pushing me to do better every single day with my basketball. Really helps a lot. I wouldn't be the player that I am now if it wasn't for my mum. I feel like she mentally challenges me and like gets on my nerves sometimes, and I guess that helps me with basketball too. Like if I can mentally handle her, then I can, handle whatever's on the court. But
Make sure to follow David's journey as he continues to work hard for a professional contract. Now meet Jaden, our 10-year-old prodigy. His journey has just started as a baller, but he has big goals to match his big work ethic.
Some of my goals this year is to make my rep basketball team for Gold Coast and to be really good and try and be a good player in that league, and then try and work on my shooting and my overall game. My goals is to put the hard work in and give up time to try and make the college, and then after that put even more hard work and make it to the NBA. And I know that nothing will come easy, and I'll do whatever it takes to get to that point.
Jaden is known in our program for his hard work and dedication, which he attributes to reaching his dream of playing in the NBA and following in the footsteps of his NBA basketball role model.
I model my game I watch a lot of Steph Curry, and just the way he moves, the way he shoots, the way on defense. It's like, some people say, oh, he's just good because he can shoot. It's not just shooting. If you see what he does defensive drills, he does strength and conditioning drills, he does defensive drills, he does all those things so he can have an overall game.
Jaden's fire to improve and reach his goals was fueled by a family trip to the States, where he sat courtside for a Warriors game and attended the Golden State Warriors camp, where he received training from NBA coaches and players.
When I went to the States in Oakland, it was when I went to the Warriors game, it was like the atmosphere was crazy, and just the way that the players move, and especially what they look like, they're just like so buff and they're like huge, and the way that they move and they control the ball is like, it's so hard to just see yourself doing that, because it's really hard to do those moves. And at the Warriors camp, I learned a lot of new skills in that camp. Like in Australia, they sort of do that, but in America it's a lot more advanced and it's much harder to do there.
After working with Warriors coaches that train his idol Steph Curry and continued development in the Youth Elite program, Jaden's confidence in game has soared, helping him dominate in his age category.
We've been working hard, so if you're hating hard, it's a loss, you can fall back. Yeah, I swear I remember some. The top is where I'm going, when I'm there, I'm wasn't all that. Yeah, and I just want it all, and I just want it all, and I just want all that. Yeah, and I just want it all, and I just want it all, and I just want it all.
But this year, Jaden's got bigger fish to fry as he trains with the older boys. In the Youth Elite program, his limits are pushed, with emphasis on high-level skill development and physical peak performance. He's treated no differently than the older, more experienced players, and this is what makes Jaden such a beast.
When I came out and I saw these like 17, 16-year-olds, I was like, okay, so they're a bunch of 16, 17-year-olds. I'm just going to train with them. But then I see what they can do. They're doing all these behind the back moves, spinning on you, dunking on you like he's with David. And it's just so cool to train with these guys and to see what they can do. And I can learn a lot from these people.
Jaden, at 10 years old, has the world in front of him. As he pushes forward in the pursuit of his dreams, his approach to the game is top-notch. At his age, to be so focused and driven, as well as have the discipline to learn high-level skills, Jaden is one to keep an eye on as he makes his way to the top.
Fell in love with the cocoa, never had to hold up the stove with the fofo, never had the dough kicked in by the feds when I'm laying in the bed on the bread that I'm gon' blow. But I do know what it school with the knockoff shoes. Eating free lunch, trying to act all cool. Well, you better know that we paid our dues.
Training with the Youth Elite program has been a very fun experience for me. Not just because it's literally fun, because I learned so much from the coaches. They push me to new levels, to new heights, and they want me to go as far as I can and take my game to as far as they can for me. But I know that they can't make me good. I have to accept what they're doing for me, and I have to take that work and train more hard on that.
Even though basketball is life for Jaden, he remains humble and centered, appreciating the support his family has given him and never forgetting what's most important in life. His role model on the court may be Steph Curry, but he finds his inspiration in his dad, who has been there every step of the way, guiding his son in the right direction.
Well, my family has given up a lot for me to do to give me an opportunity to play basketball, and they're doing so much for me, giving up so much time just for me and for me to play. And my dad has given up a lot of his things so he can make me drive and make me go, and he doesn't want me to waste that opportunity to be the greatest that I can be.
We're excited to see Jaden's progress this year, so make sure to tune into future episodes as he works towards his dreams. Thanks for watching the first episode of Next in Line. Be sure to tune in next week as we meet Kai, the Aussie Steve Nash, and the talented Fui brothers as they work towards their dreams in the game of basketball.